Welcome, everyone, to the Tethys Shipyards. I am Takeshi Yamato, the Art Master, joining our host, the Housecoat Gamer.
Yo.
Today we are discussing the last of the TMP Romulan birds, the King Condor-Class.
When the War Eagle was proven to be insufficient to requirements, as in, it somehow didn't carry enough guns. Somehow.
Yeah.
The Romulan Imperial Navy decided to increase firepower. Entered the 700-meter-long murder boat that is the King Condor. With 6 warp nacelles, though 2 of them were more designed for maneuverability at warp speeds. Those will be the 2 on the tail.
Yeah.
This ship was, and always shall be, the apex of 23rd century starship design, at least when it comes to the Romulan Star Empire.
Yeah.
And while its smaller counterpart, the Condor, would have far more success in terms of lineage. I mean, just look at the damn thing. It looks like a Diridux.
Yep.
This would lend more to the style of Romulan ships going forward. Look at the tail nacelles.
Yep.
They look a lot like the Diriduxes.
Yeah.
Regardless, the King Condor had a very, very brief service life. She only served in the general part of the galaxy for 2 years before the Romulans decided to pull back after the Camp Kittimer Accords.
Right, so
2291.
Okay, that's when she started. Alright.
Regardless, despite the fact that the ship was exceptionally powerful, her uses were limited. She fought in exactly 1 engagement during the brief General War and the Ormong of 2492.
2292, you mean? You said 24.
I'm used to the 25th century.
Fair enough, I am too.
And even then, she didn't do much. That said, the ship served as the official praetorial bark for the next 70 years, before finally the ship was retired in favor of a Diridux-class heavy cruiser.
Right.
Still, one should not underestimate this boat. It is armed to the teeth with enough disruptor cannons to, vaporize a small planet, and even a Diridux would do well not to underestimate this thing.
Right. Out of curiosity, does it have the weapon that has been discussed in previous videos before? The Mauler?
It could.
Okay, so
there were some models were used with the Mauler in SFC2.
Right.
Still, add at your own recognizance.
Yeah. So, let us get to the stats. As Ron said, launch year is 2291, and so that gives us 49 points to work with, and scale 5 adds an extra point, so we have 50 to work with.
And honestly, most of them are going to be going into engines, structure, and weapons.
So we're going to treat this thing like a Klingon boat, as opposed to a standard Romulan.
Do I really need to point out how much Klingon influence this has?
Fair enough.
I mean, sure,
Alright.
it looks like a Romulan ship, but
Yep.
it's more of a Klingon design that just so happens to have some Romulan elements tacked onto it.
Yep. So, I'm starting out the usual way, putting 8 points in everything, and then putting an extra point into weapons, and we'll go with engines this time. So, comms 8, computers 8, engines 9, sensors 8, structure 8, weapons 9. Now it's time for further adjustments. I would say take a point away each from comms and computers, and probably sensors, to put 1 point each into weapons, engines, and structure.
This may be sacrilege, but this is more or less a Klingon ship in Romulan guise.
Yeah. So, comms 7, computers 9, engines 10, sensors 7, structure 9, weapons 10. That looking good, or should we do more?
Well, it's respectable as a Romulan super dreadnought.
Yep.
And frankly, I'm a little disappointed that Moroni and company haven't gone, hey, let's look at TMP. Ooh, let's steal this.
Yeah, please. Mr. Moroni, if you're seeing this video, get on that. We're already. Please.
We need more TMP boats.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anyway, now we get to departments. As usual, 3 points in every system. 3 points to distribute, no more than 3 for any one department. Putting at least 1 point in security. Because, well, guns.
It has no fewer than 4 torpedo launchers, which fire the Red Death torpedo.
Nice. Okay, so point in security, maybe 2 points in security.
1 in command.
Okay.
Though for a special rule, I would say that this would have multiple points in command for one reason.
Right, Romulan flagship kind of thing.
Yeah, praetorial bark until replaced by the Didiriducts.
Well, we can do that as a notable starship. Anyway, so 1 point in command, 2 points in security. And for weapons, we have disruptor banks, disruptor cannons, plasma torpedoes, the Mauler as an optional weapon, and a strength 4 tractor beam. And special rules, we have cloaking device, hyperfocus plasma torpedoes, and again,
because the Red Death.
Yeah, and again, the Mauler as an option. Now, talents. Let's see. Rapid fire torpedo launcher definitely makes sense.
Not sure what else to add.
Let's see. We could do secondary reactors for extra power gen.
Well, again, this thing is designed to be, well, not agile. You basically operate it like a Didiridex.
Yeah. We'll do secondary reactors. Alright. So, that's it for the base space frame. So, let me get something going. Let me get some stuff copied over, and we can do a notable starship. Let's see.
Okie dokie.
Let's
I
see.
presume we're done with the basics.
We're done with the basics. Now it's time to give this thing. Now it's time to make a notable starship for this thing.
The Imperium Triumphus.
Okay, let me get that going. Notable starship. Imperium Triumph. How do you spell that last one?
Give me a
T-R-I...
T-R-I
T-R-I...
V-M K V-M H-V-S. It's spelt in a Roman style.
T-R-I-V-M...
V-H-V-S.
V-H-V-S. Okay.
Romulans. They're basically the Roman Empire.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I would somehow break the rules and give this thing infinite command points. Because the Praetor happens to be commanding officer of the ship.
Right. Well, let's see.
I mean, think about it. The Praetor commands this particular ship.
Yeah. The launch dates. We'll say 2291 for the basic launch date, but let's see. Do we want a specific time frame for this thing to, for when we stat this?
I'd say 2344. For symbolic reasons.
Okay.
NCC 1701C.
Yeah, fair enough. Alright, let's see. I'm still getting the basics in and ready to go.
Might as well give you the descriptor trait in the meantime.
Yeah.
Short-lived in combat, long influence.
I also gave flagship of the Praetor and short-lived. Oh, is that just for the overall class?
Well, look at the thing.
Yeah.
The War Eagle might... The Condor might have given more general design influence, but come on. If this does not look like a baby Didiridax, at least in terms of styling.
Fair enough. Okay, so for starters, from 2291 to 2344 is 53 years, so we have 5 refit points to put into this thing.
And they would logically be put in the same places to just keep the ship up to date.
Right, so extra point in weapons, extra point in structure, extra point in engines. Because this is a flagship, I will also put an extra 2 points in comms. Okay, now for mission profile, let's see. For mission profile, we are going to use the flagship profile. This has a base value of 3 points each in command and command 3, con 1, security 3, engineering 2, science 2, medicine 1. Adding that to the modifiers for the class frame, that is for command 4, con 1, con 1, security 5, engineering 2, science 2, medicine 1. And for a profile talent, obviously this thing adds command ship. Now, resistance is equal to resistance is equal to the ship's scale, which, well, we have 2 more talents we can add to this, and we could, so for the other command ship, I'll also add diplomatic suites because, well, this thing is a flagship for the Praetor, so it would have very good accommodations for him and any other high-ranking officials that stayed on the ship for any length of time. And, well, let's go ahead and add the final. Let's go ahead and add dedicated subspace transceiver arrays.
It is the Praetorial flagship.
All right. And let's see. And now for the stats. Resistance is equal to scale, so that is 5. Shields are equal to structure plus security. And so 10 plus 5 is 15. Power is equal to engines, but with secondary reactors we add 5, so 11 engines plus 5, power is 16. And crew support, you can create 5 security, you can activate 5 supporting characters a session with this thing. And, well, weapons are, I'll add the weapon stress values as I can. We've already gone into some of the details on this previous thing, so we don't need to do it again.
In short, this thing's a goddamn nightmare.
Yep. Now, next up, we will be moving on to other races in Starfleet Command. But before we do that, I think we have time to detour to something, to updating something a little less liked.
Oh boy.
See you next time.